YouTube. Jesus, take the wheel. I've been recording at least 5 minutes and hadn't even pushed the button. Lord. Okay. Hello, YouTube. Today is May 16, 2016. This is Donna, and it is my 1 week surgery. I had my gastric sleeve done Monday, May 9th at 5 a.m. I checked into the hospital at about 5:36. They pulled me back. They put my IV. They had me give urine. They had me undressed, of course. And I was visited by the anesthesiologist. My doctor, when my doctor came in, I was so, we're using the word jittery. I wasn't scared. I was excited and jittery. God doesn't give you the spirit of fear, so I was jittery. So my doctor came in and I asked him, I said, "Doctor, did you have a good weekend?" It was first thing Monday morning. I'm his first surgery of the week. He only does surgeries Monday and Tuesday. I was his first surgery. I said, "Did you have a good weekend?" He said, "Yes, I did." I said, "Did you have a good night's sleep?" He said, "Yes, I did." I said, "Did you have a good breakfast?" He said, "Yes, I did." I said, "Okay, doctor." That was all good for me. So I had asked all the questions when we did pre-op, my pre-op visit. So the nurse came and she told me, "Did you ask him, did his wife take care of him?" She said he need to be as relaxed as possible before he so I thought that was cute, but anyway, I digress. Okay, so let's get to how quickly the surgery happened. So I received a call 2 Fridays before my surgery, which was about a week and a half before I had my surgery. I received a call from my doctor's office. Well, not the doctor's office, because I requested whatever doctor is available. I was willing to have him operate. He works at my insurance, with my insurance, at the hospital, which is Kaiser, that I go to. I put my trust in these doctors. So whichever doctor said that he was available, that was the doctor I was having. So they called me Friday and they asked me, could I come to an appointment on Tuesday? And I said, absolutely. I had to work Tuesday, and what I wanted to do was be able to go to the appointment and go to work directly after, but something ended up happening. I can't recall what it was. I think my wife had her surgery Monday. So the thought was, let me stay home with her on Tuesday, and then I could just go to my appointment and come home and be with her. But once again, I digress. So I told him absolutely. So he gave me the appointment. I went to the appointment Tuesday at 9 a.m. and me and my wife had discussed it, and she asked me, well, because she's a teacher, she said, maybe you can hold off until the summer. I'm the only one in my class that wasn't approved immediately for surgery. I'm the only one. I had to gain weight to qualify for my surgery. My weight was, my BMI was too low, but I have high hypertension. I have bad knees, I have a bad back, I'm borderline diabetic, but I'm not diabetic. I've been waiting for this surgery. So she said, I'm sorry, babe. She said, get your surgery. So we figured it would be somewhere in June. She gets out of, she won't be done with, because she's teaching summer school also, so she won't be done with school until August. So to the end of July, excuse me, to tell me to wait another 2 months. And even if he offered me something before then, kind of saddened me for a minute. But I just told her, baby, no. So she was like, okay, leave it alone. So, okay. So they asked me about the Tuesday. I went. I was so excited to see him. But immediately when he walked in, a therapist walks in with him. And we've already had these discussions. I've been in therapy for No, not 6 months. January, February, March, April, May. 5 months now. I've been in therapy with a psychiatrist and a therapist. Every week with the therapist, every month with the psychiatrist. I wasn't playing. They said do it. I did it. I gave them my money. I gave them my time. I took their help. And when he walked in, I got a little nervous, but my wife insisted that she go with me. And at first I was like, well, this is my appointment. I'm not sure if I want her in there, but I was so appreciative that she was there because when I start feeling antsy, I just kind of looked over at her and she gives me this calm. She gives me this look like, you're fine, you're going to be all right, don't worry about it. And I'm okay. So I was so glad that she was there with me. So the doctor starts speaking to me and he said, well, you've been waiting a while, huh? And I said, yeah, I've been waiting a while, but I'm ready. I said, I went to therapy. I explained to him how I'm utilizing what I learned in therapy and how I've been feeling and everything and how I'm dealing with everything. And he said, okay. He said, listen, let me pull out my book after we talk for a while. Let me get my appointment book. And he opens this appointment book with appointments from top to bottom on every page. And I was like, okay. Probably June or July. I'm not going to be mad whenever I get it. I'm just happy to get in there and get my appointment. So he pulls the book out and he flips the page back. And I'm looking and I see that little space down at the bottom. And I'm watching and I'm waiting and praying that he's about to say something that I need to hear. And he says, are you available Monday? And oh my God. I looked at my wife. She gave me that nod. I said, I absolutely, absolutely, I'm ready. So, he scheduled me for surgery Monday morning at 5 a.m. So after I left with him, he told me go out to the nurses and ask them to schedule you for your pre-op. So I go out there and I say, Dr. Zane said to schedule me for pre-op. And they said, okay, hold on, have a seat. So I sit down and she gets on the phone. She calls pre-op and she said, can you go over there right now? I had cleared my day, thank God. I had cleared my day and I'm so thankful that I did. I said, I absolutely can. So they said, okay, go over to pre-op. So I went over to pre-op. They gave me all my instructions. He had already spoke to me about it. I was okay to eat until Friday. Do not overdo it. And he said, you cannot have your last hurrah. You've been having it already. I said, okay. Don't overdo it. And I said, okay. So he says that. He says Friday night from midnight, you are to start liquid diet. I don't care what liquids it is. You start liquid diet Friday. And he said, as long as it can go through a straw, you can drink it. I said, okay, not a problem. So I go over to pre-op and I'm sitting with them and they're pretty much telling me the same thing. Okay. But what she did say to me that he didn't is, don't gain a pound. She told me don't. Now my starting weight when I started, yeah, that tickled me. So my starting weight when I started the class December 2nd, 2015 was 285 pounds. My weight when I completed my class was 273 pounds. I finished the class in February. This is now May. My weight is 275. I've gained 2 pounds back. So I had lost 10 and I gained 2. So I'm up at 8. So when he told me that about the appointment on Friday, I decided I was going to get there and I was going to be as closest to 273 as I possibly could when I got back. So from Friday till Tuesday, I watched what I ate. I drank lots of water. I ate lots of vegetable. I was no soda, no juice, no chips, no cookies, no cakes, no nothing. I was just conscious of what I ate. So when I went to his appointment, I weighed 274 pounds, 1 pound away. And once they told me about the next diet, the next day about my surgery day, she said on Friday you start all liquid diet. And she said, don't gain any weight. Don't gain any weight. Okay, So she told me, don't gain any weight. I said, I will not. So I went through the week, and I overdid it, but not like Thursday night was Cinco de Mayo. And we had already been invited out for Cinco de Mayo. We had been invited by my wife's best friend and their spouse to go out for Cinco de Mayo, to go hang out at a bar. So I already knew. I didn't eat all day because my intentions were, when I get there, I'm going to eat something and I'm going to have a drink. But we got there, and what I didn't know is that the spouse's friend would buy us drinks all night. I'm sure she was buying us Patron shots. And we had them one after another. And I was so drunk on Cinco de Mayo. I was afraid I would still have liquor in my system on Monday. 4 days later, that's how much I had to drink. So I was so afraid. I was like, oh my God, I overdid it. It's not going to get out my system in time. This is Thursday night. So Friday, I wasn't feeling so great because I had all that to drink. So, excuse me. I got up Friday morning and I went around to Burger Stand and got a turkey burger and fries. So I was like, I have to soak all this liquor up. Because I'd hate to get there and they say, you been drinking. So I had a turkey burger and fries that day. I'm almost 100% sure I didn't eat anything else because that turkey burger and fries sat on my stomach. And once my brain finally gets it, I get it. So I had the turkey burger and fries. I felt a lot better. And at midnight, I did not eat another thing. And I have not eaten another thing since midnight Friday, March 6th. I have not had a piece of solid food since then. And today is the 16th, so 10 days later, child, I haven't had a piece of solid food. Your girl is, I don't want to say I'm hungry because I can't eat anything, but I still have cravings, unfortunately, and that part kind of scares me. So, let's pull forward. I had my surgery the next day. They told me just to continue to walk. So the first time I walked, my nurse accompanied me. He grabbed my IV pole. We waddled down the hall all the way to the end, and I waddled back, and I told him I can't do anymore, and he let me lay down. And he didn't bother me anymore. He just told me, he said, promise me that you'll get up and walk. And I said, I promise you that I will. So when I got back to that bed, I hit that pump, that pain management pump, because that pain was kicking my behind. I hit that pump and I went to sleep. And this was maybe midday, maybe. So about 5 o'clock, I woke up. I got my butt out bed. I went to the toilet by myself, got myself cleaned up a little bit, and I walked the entire floor all the way around and back. And I got in the bed, and about 10 o'clock I got my butt up and I walked all the way, and they didn't have to tell me again while I was there. Every couple of hours I got up and I walked around and I walked around, and he told me, he said, you know, tomorrow I think he's gonna release you. Nobody wants to be in the hospital unless you just had a baby and got kids at home and just need a break. That's when you need a break. But I don't want to be in the hospital. So I was excited about that. So when I got up in the morning, they bought me breakfast. And you know what breakfast was. A bowl of broth, apple juice, the diet Jello, and a popsicle. I couldn't handle the popsicle no matter how long I held it in my mouth. Once it hit my stomach, it was too much. Couldn't do it. Couldn't handle the taste of that awful hospital Jello. That was horrible. Didn't do it. They gave me a vegetable broth. The most delicious thing I have ever ate in a hospital. And I asked them about it, and they said it's Swanson. They add something to that broth, because I went home. We went to the grocery store and I got me some, and I mean the boxes of that vegetable soup, because I figured I'm going to be eating it for a while. I might as well get something I enjoy, and I bought it home. I poured a little bit in a little tiny, teeny, beeny cup. Warmed it up, got my spoon, put it to my mouth. Not the same thing. I'm thinking they put a bouillon and some tomato sauce in there because I could taste the sweet of the tomato. You know, big girls be knowing. And it was flavored. So, tell me, Swanson, I'm going to tell you, Swanson in your kitchen. So, I ate probably about 4 teaspoons of that, and I continuously ate ice. So, that made my doctor happy because they refilled my ice cup 3 times in that 24-hour period. So, they were fine. Well, it melted, of course, but 3 times I requested ice. So they were fine with the fluids that I took in. Plus I was drinking apple juice. I asked them, they bought me cranberry juice. Didn't care for the cranberry juice. I asked them, can I have apple? They said yes. They bought me a cup of apple juice. I sipped on that delicious apple juice all night. It was so good. I don't know why it tastes so good. Probably because you can't really have anything. So I drank that apple juice all night. And I was released. I got up that morning. I took a bath. I had to comb my hair. I got myself dressed. Unfortunately, when I went to go put my socks on, I reached down. My IV got caught and snatched out, and blood is squirting everywhere. And I'm looking like, oh my God, I'm going to bleed to death. So I'm pushing this button, trying to run to the bed, but I got the IV pole and blood's pouring everywhere. So I wrap a towel around my hand, grab the pole, and I run over to the bed. I'm pushing every button that's on there, trying to call for a nurse. So the nurse comes in the room. Yes, he did. With his relief nurse and a student nurse. And he said, hold pressure on that. Let me finish giving a report. I'll tend to you in a minute. Mind you, there's a pool of blood from the bed to the bathroom, all over the bathroom. Blood is just pouring. And I'm trying to tell him, it's still pouring. And he said, put pressure. But what he hadn't realized is the IV was still inside the vein, but the tubing had came loose. But I guess the trauma of it had blood just flowing out. So after he finished telling her about report, he hauls ass out of the hospital. So she's left with me and this bloody hand. She doesn't even know my name yet. Well, she just learned my name a second ago when he gave her a report. So she unwraps the towel and blood starts squirting at her. And she said, oh, honey. I said, exactly. That's what I was trying. It wasn't her fault, but I was trying to explain to them. I'm bleeding pretty bad. The towel was saturated with blood. She turns around, looks at the student. She said, did he just leave? And she said, yes, he left. I don't know. I might make a complaint about that. Because, yeah, he hauled ass. He left the hospital. And he wasn't the most attentive nurse. He worked 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. and he wasn't attentive. And I know the nurse-client ratio is quite low at Kaiser, so there was no reason. I did catch him talking to folks in his language all over the floor when I would walk my walks, but that wasn't my business. But what was my business is when I was bleeding all over the place and you was over there talking in your language to your buddy. So I probably will, when I go to the doctor on Wednesday, mention something about that and see if maybe I can make a complaint, because that you don't abandon your patient because the clock just said it's time to, excuse me, excuse me. Oh, that hurts so bad when I do that. I still have my staples in, of course, being only a week out. Oh, excuse me. I have staples in, and when I sneeze, oh, this bottom one where my stomach came out, oh, they're doing really well, but they burn like fire. I don't know if I want to show you because my boobs aren't completely put away. Oh, I might not be able to. So I think I have it up too high. Let's see to what extent, because I think I can show you that one. The only staple I can show you, that one under my boob. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Let's see. When I had my surgery, they found out I had a really bad hiatal hernia. So they told me I got I got a 2-for-1 because he couldn't do the gastric sleeve without repairing my hernia. So I got a free hernia surgery. I love Kaiser. I used to hate it. I worked and I had Kaiser before, and I didn't pay that much for it, and my copay was hardly nothing. I think I paid like $10 for meds and $5 for visits, but I didn't think they were that attentive. But I think they probably had a change because everybody was probably making that complaint. And what's fair about that? You pay all your money to be seen by the doctor, and they're not that attentive to you. That bothered me a lot. So I love Kaiser now. They have different policies and procedures. They have time limits to when they can respond to you. They don't just run in and out of rooms. My personal doctor comes and has a sit down with me, and we communicate, and she's aware of who I am and what's going on with me over the phone. I have to send papers to her. I call. She knows who I am completely. I have no problems. And it goes with what I've been through with the loss of my child. It goes with that. So, but anyway, they're very attentive, and I appreciate them for that. So we are a week out today. I go in Wednesday for my post-op, and I will also be graduating to stage 3 of my post-op diet. Stage 1 and 2 were the first week. When I go back, I'll graduate to stage 2, which is soft foods. I'm excited about that because I haven't been able to eat eggs. So I'm excited about being able to fry an egg and put a little cheese on it and enjoy it. It'll probably be 2 bites, but I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about being able to eat an egg. So I will make another video for you, then YouTube. And I hope you lasted this long. It's like 22 minutes already. But thank you for riding with me, YouTube. This is Donna, and I will see you probably Wednesday. I'll do a video because I have my surgery that day. Thank you. Love you. Bye.